Okay, we're now live on Facebook, and please note that we are recording this for training and quality assurance and content purposes. So I'll drop this in the chat to let everybody know too, but be aware that we are live on Facebook and also recording. Thanks. And, Daylon, I understand we had something special today. We're going to talk about, can I say it, what you're going to?
Yeah, go ahead.
You told me that we're going to do something with getting leads with text, SMS text messaging.
Yep. So I'm putting the title right now in the chat.
Very cool.
So the title is 6 Ways to Get Listings with Text Messaging. And so you might be thinking, like, how do I do that? So I put a lot of thought into it. I've been testing it for a while. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very shy. And to me, starting conversations one-on-one with people, it's not simple sometimes. So, but I find a way that it works for me. It's a way to establishing new relationships, especially with people you don't know yet. And in this business is about meeting people face to face with clients and leads and prospects, and eventually building a relationship with them. And that's what we all want. And once you have a relationship with somebody, you know them, they know you, and there's a lot of things in common now at this point. So texting, it works wonders if you know how to use it. Texting your friends and family, we do that a lot, right? And guess what? You can do the same thing when it comes to real estate leads too. So I'm gonna show you how to do that, how to text leads and get listings. So the question is, are you having a hard time getting a hold of prospects or clients? Many agents, they share with me their frustration, and they tell me that nobody's picking up their phone. And I'm sure you're experiencing the same thing sometimes. But one thing I would like to bring to your attention is that this is the age of smartphones. And text messaging, real estate leads, is a great way to communicate. So I want to share with you today the 6 ways that you can use real estate text messaging and bring it all the way to getting that listing. So let's go right into the information. So I have about 6 ways. So let's start with number 1, which is start the conversation. So texting is a great conversation starter. It's a great way to start conversation in your real estate business, just like it is anywhere for that matter. But many agents tell me, Daylan, I don't want to text. I don't text myself. Well, listen up. It's really about your prospects and clients prefer to communicate. That's how they prefer to communicate, if you think about it. And that's where we're going to have the best results. A lot of times, texting is where they like to start the conversation. Maybe it's because they feel like they're going to experience high pressure if they're on the phone with you, or texting lines up the pressure. It's just a great way to start the conversation, period. And that brings me to my second point, which is let them reply at their convenience. That's the preferred method of communication if you think about it. It's communication at their convenience. You send them a text message and they'll respond whenever they're ready. I've gotten so much higher response rate just doing that, sending a text messages to my leads and just waiting for them to respond. And you'll be surprised how the conversation develops from there. Text messaging gives the prospect time to answer on their own terms, no pressure, at their own convenience, however they want to. It makes them feel empowered. Plus, it gives a real estate agent the ability to think about what to say to coax the conversation closer to a listing. Number 3, make sure to ask short questions at first. Text messaging is best for asking short questions, preferably a yes or no question. The point is to just start the conversation so you can continue it. Once they start the conversation with you, they will feel obligated to continue the conversation. Start with a short question and then evolve from there. You can also transition. Well, and that's number 4. Transition to a phone call. And see how to do that. Send them a text message along the lines of, hey, it's Daylan, or your name, reaching out. Just wanted to confirm that you received the book or the CMA or information I sent you. Then a couple of days later, I'll reach back out to them with with a text message saying, "Hey, I just reached out to you. Would you like to see if you had any questions? When would be a good time that we can that you're able to connect and we can talk over the phone?" Something to those lines. Using text messaging is a great way to try to get a phone call. I mean, you can send emails all day long, but as you know, emails open rate are so low, right, Steve? They don't get the same open rate. With text messaging, it's different. They get to see it. It doesn't matter where they're at. They have it at the palm of their hand. Texting makes a great transition to a phone call. Many phones are going unanswered, but you can start with a text, get to a phone call, evolve the conversation from there, and evolve the relationship. The other transition, which is number 5, transition to an email with more information. Texting to emailing, it's another way that you can evolve the conversation and progress from there. Many times you can say, "Hey, I have this information." Maybe it's a home valuation, maybe it's a marketing analysis, whatever it is. You can say, "I would like to send this to you, and I think it will help you for X, Y, and Z reasons." They usually say, "Sure, so send it over." Then you have a good email for them, and another way to contact them. Now it's not just text messages or a phone call. Now you have an email. You can also track that email, see when they open it, then follow up and ask, "Hey, did you have a minute to look at what I sent you?" They'll start a conversation about it, or they may say, "No, I just opened it real quick. I haven't had time." That's when you can say, "Hey, when you're done looking at it, feel free to give me a call, or can I follow up with you when you have time to go over it?" You see that the wording on that question? This is another way to take a text message conversation and continue building that relationship via email. The other transition, and that's number 6 and last point, is transition to a face-to-face meeting. Eventually, you want to get face-to-face. We all want to get face-to-face with our prospects. We don't win listings by text. We don't win listings on the computer. We don't win listings on the phone. Those are just avenues to get us face-to-face with our prospects. So you always want to keep in mind that you want to get face-to-face with a seller. When you're finally in person, you have a history of credibility, trust, rapport, because you evolve the conversation versus the agent who just call up with a high pressure pitch, resulting in sellers who have their guards up more often than not. So by evolving the conversation and the relationship, this can set you up for an easier listing with no resistance. Are you with me up to now? So the point is to build that relationship the easiest way possible, the smartest way possible, and text messages gives you that. Now, there are some methods to texting, and there's many platforms that you can use to send real estate texts. You can check out like websites like simpletexting.com or slicktext.com. You have to pay for this type of services. They have it for free versions of it too, but it's not the same. But simple texting, for example, it allows you to text many people from one platform, and then you can track when they open it, when they read it, the replies back. And I think the most inexpensive one is about $45 a month, which I still think it's crazy. But these are platforms where you can send a text and track it, and that's what you ultimately want. But once you see what works for you, I would highly encourage you to connect your CRM or whatever you use it. See what platform integrates with your CRM. That way you can have the results of your emails, phone calls, and texts all in one snapshot. And you can see how they're evolving into listings, and you can improve your process because it's so much better to have it all focused in one area. Steve had talked about this many, many times. At Broker Nation Real Estate, we use Chime, and a lot of you might be familiar with that, or you might be using another one. But for the purpose of the meeting, I mean, Chime has been great for us in that aspect, and it has all these tools implemented. Steve, do you mind talking a little bit on how to use Chime, and especially on the text message portion of it?
Yes, thanks, Daylon. Sorry, I was not quick enough with the mute sometimes, but we just had a Chime training yesterday and Tuesday. We had part 1 and part 2, and we didn't really cover texting. But I want, for those of you that did join us, I want to let you know, and I'm going to share my screen here in a minute, that that is actually built into the system here. Let me see, make sure I get the right screen. Okay, you see my Chime screen there?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, so this is my record in the CRM, Steve Majeski, and there's a whole string of emails and texts that are sent here. And I just sent out a mass text this morning to all of our Broker Nation agents with the login to this very event that we're in right now. So for those of you that are Broker Nation agents, I'm sure you're very familiar with my text, and it's the way that we stay in communication with you guys. It's part of the package. We don't pay any extra for it. And you talked about pricing. With us, we get up to 200 texts per day, Daylon. And there's a limit to the characters. I think it's a couple hundred characters or something like that. So you can't, go on forever with a whole book. But you can send up to 200 texts per day, which is more than enough. Any more than that, and you're a spammer. Really, you shouldn't do that. Both mass text and individual texts that are automated based on property alerts and things that happen with some properties that they're looking at. We talked about automation. So that's another way to involve texting, which is to text them when something changes in the market. Maybe you put them on some property alerts and the system texts them when some new listings came on the market, or the listings that they were looking at went down and there's a price drop or a price change. You can set all that up in your CRM if you have a good CRM like we do, to happen automatically. And then you can also do that through multiple channels like text and email. And then, you can do phone calls, of course, too. But that's a great way to stay in touch. And to Daylon's point, people are very comfortable with texting now, and the deliverability rates, to compare it with email, the deliverability rates with email, when you send out a mass email, your likelihood of getting even looked at, that thing even opened, is somewhere around 4, 5, 6% typically across the board, across all industries and everything.
It's very
And
low.
it's very, very low now. It's really hard, getting harder and harder to get emails in front of people. I've been having trouble even one-to-one emails, sending emails like to you, Daylon, or something like that. You might find that you got to always be telling people, check your spam folder. Gmail is really quick with the spam folders right now. They'll put stuff in there in a heartbeat.
Yep.
Whereas text, the deliverability rates are in the 90 percentile. It's depends on what the message is, but it's somewhere around 95%, Daylon, for deliverability. If you text somebody, there's a very high probability that they're going to see it. And so it's a great way to get in front of people. As far as
From you today, in that text, it's even personalized, right? Because when you can send a mass email on a specific topic. Like for example, the one that you sent me is a reminder for this event that we're in right now, and it has my name on it. It says Happy Friday, Thailand. So when you send it let's say you put somebody in a drip campaign, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when you put a group of people in a drip campaign, they're not gonna get a general text message. They're gonna get a personalized one, and that's the beauty of it. And the number I got it from is a 305 number. So I'm even more familiar with a 305 number than getting something for like 357, 354, like some weird number you're not even familiar with. That it's probably a spam or some ad or anything like that. So from start, it helps you build that credibility, right?
Exactly right. And, in our system in Chime and some other good systems like that, you even have the ability to push listings into there. It makes a short link to it, and they click on it and they go, directly to the listing that you're trying to put in front of them. Things like that. So there's a lot you can do now with texting. Again, with our system, it's baked right into the pricing, so there's no extra charge for that. But even the additional pricing, I went and looked, and I wanted to show you something here. This is the pricing that I got from our Chime rep. And you compare that to what you were saying, Daylon,
Yeah.
it's super affordable. $10 a month, 29 bucks a month, even $50 a month for the accelerator, the pro version, and these include a dialer. Look, outbound and inbound calls. So this includes not only texting, but calls going through our CRM so that you can record the calls and then log them in the CRM and really manage the entire relationship. So all this goes to our point, I think, about technology. You know, at Broker Nation, we're always trying to keep our agents on the cusp, on the cutting edge of the latest real estate tech, and keep you guys competitive and out there in front of in the market. So yeah, a lot you can do with texting nowadays. And I think there was one more point I wanted to make, and now I forgot it. So I'm going to turn it back over to you,
Yeah,
Dale.
the point is, what we're trying to do here at Broken Nation is, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're bombarded like me at all times. I get it from Facebook, I get it from Instagram, I get it from emails, the latest technology, the latest information. Use this to make videos, use that to send texts, use this for I mean, it's so much information. So what we try to do at Broken Nation, we're trying to condense that and see, hey, this is working. Right? We have our agents closing transactions, and this is how they do it. Right? And we try to study everybody process of doing things, and we put it to the test ourselves. And I'm always trying to find ways that I can implement in my way of doing business. Right? How can I stay relevant in front of my clients? How can I stay relevant in front of prospect or leads that I have touched base with at one point? So I can start implementing a bunch of technology, or I can use what's working. And text message. Okay, we're not using anything out of this world. We're using the same tool that we use every single day. We're using our phones to send a text message to build a relationship. I mean, just the thought behind that simple step, it's incredible. Put it to the practice, put it to the test, see how it works. Get a list of people that you have contacted before, get a list of past leads, put a simple text together and send it out to them. Even if you have to go one by one at first, until you have a system in place that you can do it through the system and see and how to automate the same way you're doing it, but now massively, now to more people. So try doing at least a couple of ones and you see the results. You're gonna get a response back one way or another, and you're gonna start building a relationship from there. And that's the point of all this. So I really hope that you find this helpful, that this helps you in a way to get more listings and to start those conversations. So if you like what you heard today and you like what you heard here in this trainings, don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms, follow us on all the trainings that we do, visit us on our website.
And Daylon,
Yeah.
I remembered with the other point I wanted to make, one more point I wanted to leave everybody with was those of you on KV Core, that had a really good text campaign feature built into it where you could do one of these things where you could make a text code. So like text Daylon to, 305-602-4410, something like that. And when you texted that code, it showed up in the CRM and it would deliver a link to them or a certain message. It was great for lead generation. And you can do that with our system. You could set that up to do, and a lot of systems will let you do that to text code campaigns. So keep that in mind too. That's another way to create leads. You can put that text code on signs. You could put it on bandit signs, or you could put it in your social media. And if you get people to text into you, then they opted in and you're safe from getting dinged with, you don't want to be a text spammer though. You don't want to, blast out to people that are not asking for it. So a great way to do those text campaigns is to create a code, let people text back to that and have it automatically push something back to them. And then promote that code out there on social media or in print or outdoor advertising or whatever you can. That's yet another way to generate leads using this channel.
And that's a great idea. When you're doing like flyers, maybe like where you're putting flyers, open houses, and stuff like that. I mean, you never know where that's gonna go. So maybe doing something like that, like a text code, text message. You never know. You might get some information or tags asking for more information, or leading directly to the website. That's a great point, Steve. Thank you for that. So yeah, guys. So the point is, make sure you continue following us. We're always trying to give you the latest information on what's really working out there. What technology is really has been implemented by us, our agents, and what's really working for them. And when we, tell you like this is actually working, trust me, this is actually working, and this is bringing a lot of deals to our clients, and most importantly, is making it relevant, and that's what we want our agents to be. All right. With that said, Steve, do we have anything else? What we have coming up next weekend on trainings? I know you mentioned about YouTube.
Next week, we have Instagram and YouTube, so you guys aren't going to want to miss that. I've been talking about this new agent that we're happy to welcome on board. He just came on, yesterday, Wednesday. He
Yeah.
came on board. We met up. He came in and met with us and our broker Armando and everything. And he has a really great story. If I'm lucky, maybe I'll get him to join us and tell his story about how he is using YouTube to generate last count around 40 plus leads per month. These are people calling him interested in buying. These are mostly buyer leads. So I don't want to, give away too much of his secret sauce. I want him to do that, but he came to one of our events and sort of took what we said to heart and really put it into action. And now he's getting some really incredible results from it. So a lot of ways to do this, but YouTube is one way that he is using to create content and generate leads. So we're going to talk about that, how you guys can do that too, get started. Anybody can do it with just this right here, just with your phone. You don't need a camera equipment now. You got free platforms. It's all, it doesn't have to cost you anything at all to get started. You just have to get out there and start walking through some properties and start collecting some content and putting it together. But we're going to talk about how to put all that together. And then I'm also getting requests, Daylon, for Instagram. People want to know about Instagram, and that's actually related because Instagram has something called IGTV. Not enough of you real estate agents are using this. IGTV is really the Instagram competitor to YouTube. It's like a vertical YouTube.
Yep.
And you can put videos in there too, but they're vertical, not horizontal. So that's queued up for next week. As usual, sign up at brokernation.events. And then on Monday morning, don't forget Mindset Monday right here with Daylon. He's going to start your week right. He's always got some great stuff to drop on you first thing Monday morning to really get you off to the races on Mondays and get out ahead.
Awesome, man. So I look forward to having you guys sign up for those trainings coming up. Join us on Monday for Mindset Monday, and make sure you sign up for our YouTube and Instagram. I mean, that's very valuable, and let's put in the work, guys. Let's put in the work, and you'll see the results are going to be massive. So I wish you guys a great day. Happy Friday to everyone. Enjoy your weekend, and please stay safe. Everybody take care.
Thank you. Same to you.
Bye, Esther.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Have a nice
Bye, Esther.
weekend.
Have a good weekend.
Same
Enjoy your
to
weekend.
you. Thank you. Bye-bye.